Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different. I did a little experiment. So as you can already tell by the title, I tried celery juice for 7 days. And if you're new to my channel, I am 7 months today, 7 months postpartum, and I am still struggling just to lose the last like 5 to 10 pounds. It just kind of fluctuates. And we have a trip coming up. I talk about it in every video. We're going to Mexico in just 2 months. And so I thought, you know, I really want to kickstart this weight loss. I am at the gym like 5 days a week at least. So it's not about like working out. For me, it's more of just like probably a healthier lifestyle with food and diet. So I thought, since celery juice is really trending right now, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. And I thought I'll give it a try for 7 days, see if I like it, kind of like record it for you guys, document all my results, and then decide whether it's for me or not. So here's what I have to say about it. First of all, I'm going to tell you guys the benefits of celery juice, because I was very curious, like, why celery juice? Like, what does it have to do for you? So this is just from Pinterest, you guys. I'm very educated when it comes to this kind of stuff. No, I'm not. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist, so don't take any of this. Go watch a different video if that's what you're looking for. This is just my experience, and I wanted to share it with you guys because that's what I do here on YouTube, is I share everything that I do. So they say celery juice prevents cancer, lowers cholesterol, lowers blood pressure, relieves constipation, balances pH levels, fights inflammation, promotes hydration. It's a natural diuretic, promotes weight loss, treats insomnia, calms nerves, and relieves migraines. That seems like pretty much a miracle thing, huh? So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna insert some of my footage of me trying it for the first time, how it tasted, how I did it, and all of that right now. All right. I think I've already messed up though, because you're supposed to do it in the morning, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and I didn't have time this morning to do it before I went to the gym. So we're gonna do it. It is now 11 a.m. and that's when I'm gonna do it. And I think I'll make enough so that I can have it tomorrow morning as well and not have to make it again tomorrow morning, because I guess it lasts about 24 hours once you make it. So I did have a protein bar this morning though at like 8:30, but I am starving, so I feel like I'm definitely on an empty stomach again. So we're gonna try this out.
You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win.
Okay, so I don't know if it's really juicing them. I don't have a juicer, but I read that you can do it with a blender, but so far it's not really working.
Come down, it's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a
Alright, so I think I just needed to kind of slosh it around and then it blended perfectly. So now we've got some celery juice. There's a lot of pulp in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and strain it. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, but I put down a paper towel in the strainer too, just so that it would catch a little bit more, because I feel like the holes are kind of big. And here we go. We've got some celery juice coming out. It looks like I should have blended some more celery, because that doesn't look like very much. All right, so there's the pulp. Actually, I should not have used the paper towel, because look how much juice it soaked up. And I don't think the pulp would have really gone through the slits. I was just worried that it was all gonna go through. So next time, no paper towel. So all I really have is half a cup, which that's just all I'll drink. I don't really know how much you're supposed to drink every day, but we'll start today with half a cup. All right, here's the moment of truth. It smells like celery. I'm nervous though because I've heard it doesn't taste good. Might have to hold my nose. I'm starving. My stomach's like growling right now. Okay. Okay. So when you first like put it in your mouth, it's almost like warm salt water, and then you swallow it and it just tastes like celery. So I could see how it could like gross people out, but you just have to do it. I'm like the worst. Like I can't even take shots.
You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy for your baby. Don't know how you're making me feel this way. What can I say?
It's not that bad. I'm really bad at drinking things, so it's really not that bad. Okay, day one.
I go all in to lose or win. Real things up to knock 'em down.
All right, it's day 3. I did use the paper towel this time. Yesterday I did not use the paper towel, and I could tell it was a little bit pulpy. So I think I may just invest in a juicer, guys, because it is kind of hard without a juicer because it gets very pulpy, and then you have to use a paper towel. And then I went ahead and like kind of squeezed the towel a little bit to just like get out any juice I could. So I made 1 cup today because my husband would like to try it with me. Oh, and I also added an apple in it today just for flavor because I thought it might make it taste a little bit better. All right, day 4. Here's your portion, honey.
Stop.
That's not how you drank it yesterday.
Why are you filming me?
Because I'm documenting our journey.
You just see me gulp so.
Just do it.
I don't like this.
How do you do that? Okay, here's mine. And then I just juiced.
You're trying to make a drink?
And then I went ahead and did our portions for tomorrow. And these are still only like half a cup portions. I think I want to up it to like higher, but for now this is what we're doing. So my main reason for doing celery juice, like I said, I just kind of wanted like to kickstart my weight loss, just like get these last 5 to 10 pounds off. And then a big thing that I noticed is bloating lately, especially like I had, right before I had started this, I had been like out of town for a week and just like eating crap and like not exercising. So I was super bloated when I came back. And so I thought, you know, celery juice is supposed to help with bloating. So that was my like one key goal, was bloating, and then also weight loss, which is stupid because who cares about the pounds? I mean, I should just throw my scale away because it doesn't really matter how many pounds I weigh as long as I feel good and I look good. But it's still always in the back of my mind that I want to be at a certain pound weight. So those are my main 2 goals, was just weight loss and whatever. So I'm gonna tell you guys kind of what happened as I started doing it. Okay, so the very first day I weighed myself in the morning before I ate anything, and I was 133 pounds, which is kind of the mid-range. Like the lowest I'll get down to is like 131, and then I fluctuate up to like 136. So I was like kind of right in the middle when I first started, and I felt fine and normal throughout the day, like nothing crazy. But then I started to notice that I felt really energized like midday, like 3 to 4 p.m. Like all of a sudden I felt super energized, and of course I was like, it's gotta be the celery juice. And then we'll get a little bit TMI. I did go to the bathroom that night right before I went to bed, and it felt like very like cleansing. Like I felt like it was like a lot, and I was like, that's got to be the celery juice too, because I was worried. Like I'm like, is this gonna make me like have to run to the bathroom all day? No, I was fine all day. It wasn't until like right before I went to bed that happened, but it wasn't like, this is gross. It wasn't like uncontrollable. Sorry guys. Okay. So the second day, I had actually strained it with the paper towel the first day, which you'll see kind of in the footage, but the second day I was like, you know what, like I'm not gonna strain it with a paper towel, and I strained it just with a regular pasta strainer, and it was a lot chunkier and a lot thicker and a lot harder for me to drink. But I weighed myself that morning and I was 131 pounds, and by that point I was like, this works, like this is it. I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. I had zero bloating and I had tons of energy, and I didn't drink any coffee that day. So I was like on a celery juice high. This is day 2, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. And then as far as like going to the bathroom or anything, I actually didn't go the whole day, which was weird for me. And I felt, did I write that? Yeah, I felt like a little bit like maybe constipated. So that was day 2. Day 3, I was like, you know what? The celery juice doesn't taste very good. I'm gonna add an apple. So I added an apple into it, and I actually hated that, because then like the celery juice aftertaste is just kind of like celery, which doesn't taste like a whole lot. So when I added that apple, it gave it like a fruity, like sweet flavor, and it was really bad. I also noticed that my celery juice was always warm, because I blended it in the blender because I don't have a juicer. So it was always warm because of the blades were really working to like chop it all up. And so it would get hot. And so like by the time I poured it into my cup, it was warm, which is also gross. The days that I prepared it the night before and put it in the fridge, it would be cold, and it's so much easier to drink when it's cold versus room temperature. And I did realize that you can only drink it for 24 hours after it's been juiced. So you could do it the night before, but you can't do it like for the whole week, which is a shame, because I would probably like drink it more if I could like prep it out for the whole week and have it all in the fridge ready to go for that week. But you can't, I guess you can only drink it for 24 hours after it's been juiced. All right, day 4, I weighed myself again, 132 pounds, no specific notes or anything on that day. Day 5, 132 pounds again, and I had a lot of bowel movements that day, and I was also very sleepy that day. In fact, I remember that day, I think I had like 2 coffees and I was still so tired. So at that point I was like, this isn't really working. And then day 6 and 7, I was back up to 134 pounds and just like normal, a little bit sluggish, and nothing else had happened. So for me, it seemed like in the beginning, my body maybe was just like, oh my gosh, yay, celery juice, and like went crazy, and like I felt like it was working. And then as I continued to drink it, it just didn't really do much for me. So I'm gonna tell you guys kind of how to do it, because I didn't do it the right way. And I think if I had done it the right way, maybe it would have worked better. Okay, so basically, use a juicer. If you don't have a juicer, you can use a blender, which is what I did, and it's just so much work. It's so much work because you have to, you know, wash it, chop it up, put it in the blender, then you have to strain it, and definitely use a paper towel if you're gonna use a traditional strainer, because it'll get too chunky. So do it that way. But if I had a juicer, I would probably continue to do this every day, because I do think that it has a lot of health benefits, and I think 1 week is not enough time to really know and get true results. And if I had a juicer, I could easily do it every single day. So I definitely do want to get a juicer, just probably not like right now, right today. But if I had a juicer, I think this would be a lot easier. And then it says that every morning you should drink 16 ounces of celery juice or more on an empty stomach. So I did drink it on an empty stomach every morning. If I didn't drink it first thing in the morning, I would do it after the gym, but I made sure that my stomach was empty. I did not drink 16 ounces. I was drinking about 4 ounces. I didn't realize how much celery it takes to make 16 ounces. It takes like the entire bunch of celery just to make 16 ounces. Plus that's a lot, like that's a big drink of celery juice. So I was doing more like shots, I guess, because I was just doing 4 ounces of celery juice a day. I think one day I did 8 ounces, and you can start at a smaller amount. So if 16 ounces is too much, you can work your way up. So I guess that's kind of what I did. Okay, and I'm just reading this from the Medical Medium on Instagram, but they say that celery juice is medicinal, so it's like medicine. So you don't really want to dilute it with water or anything. I was adding a splash of water to mine just so that the blades would run smoother because it was just like straight celery. So I added a splash of water, but you're really not supposed to dilute it at all. They do say you can add an apple or a cucumber to alter the taste, but eventually you want to wean off of that and just do the celery juice because that's the most important part. My question is, can you just eat an entire bunch of celery and get the same benefits? I don't know the answer to that. So yeah, those are pretty much what they say to do. And my final thoughts with the celery juice trend fad, which clearly it's not because this has so many benefits and it says it's not a trend, it's not a fad, it's medicine. But I think that if I had a juicer, I would try to do it probably not every single day. Like that's a lot of work. But if I had a juicer, I would be inclined to do it more often. And I think right before we go on vacation, I want to do this again. Maybe I will buy a juicer by then. They're just kind of expensive. Let me know if you guys like have one you recommend. But I found that the cheapest was like 50 bucks and they go all the way up to probably thousands, who knows, but they seemed like $50 to $100 on Amazon, so I'm just not willing to spend that right now for a juicer. But I think before we go on vacation, I might try it one more time and maybe give it like 2 weeks and try to drink like 8 to 12 ounces of it every single morning and just like really give myself a good cleanse with it. So if I do that, I'll definitely update you guys and let you know, but I thought this would be kind of interesting just to share my results with you. I also took a few pictures. I took one right before I started the celery juice diet, and then the very next day I took one and I felt so less bloated. But now that I've been like off of it for a few days, I will insert a regular picture, but I think I look pretty normal now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and let me know if you guys have tried celery juice, if you've been wanting to try it, if there's other things you've been trying for bloating and weight loss. I mean, clearly going to the gym and eating healthy are the best things, but I always am curious about some of these other things to try. And if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.